7.87%, that's how much Philadelphia Semiconductor Index dropped in a single session. Not a bad week, not a bad month, one day. If you were watching the tape on Tuesday, you already know what that felt like. If you weren't, let me walk you through what happened, why it matters, and what the next 48 hours look like. Are you new here? Subscribe. The watch list is in the description. First, the numbers. S&P 500, 7.365, that's down 144%, and that makes straight two losing sessions. Monday and Tuesday combined, the index shed about 1.8% worse. The Nasdaq 100 get hit even harder, down 3.29%, the Dow barely moved. Down 9 basic points, that's your first clue right there. This wasn't a broad sell-off, this was a tech rout with a very specific epicenter. And the epicenter was chips. Philly Semiconductor Index down 7.87%. For context, Monday the SOX was at an all-time high. Tuesday, it gave back weeks of gains in 6.5 hours. Korea's Kospi triggered its circuit breaker during Asian trading, and by the time US markets opened, the sellers were already in formation. Let's talk about the damage. Micron closed at 1,051.77. That's a $60 in a single session. The stock opened at 1,080, touched 1,125 in the first hour, and then the bid just vanished. It hit 1,038 in a finding floor. 60 million shares traded hands, that's institutional volume. And here's the setup everyone's watching. MU reports, earning today, Wednesday after the close. 12 sell-side analysts have raised their targets in the last 72 hours. The most aggressive, Susquehanna at 1,750, put on a monster note yesterday, saying AI demand visibility now stretches to 28 and storage won't see end before then. It isn't whether the business is good, it's whether 1,051 already prices in or whether the pre-earnings panic created the entry. Nvidia 200 down 13%, and be honest, the $200 handle matters. Not because a round number, but because you could see buyers defending it. The stock hit exactly 200 flat intraday and didn't go lower. Volume on NVDA was 153 million shares, massive. The stock is now 15%, it's off May 14 all-time high of 236. That's correction territory. Whether it's a buying opportunity depends on what MU says tonight. Intel 132.28 down 6.14%. Monday was up 5%. Tuesday gave back and then some. That's not a stock-specific story, that's a sector-wide liquidation. When Intel catches a bid Monday and gets dumped Tuesday, nobody's discriminating. They're just selling anything with a semi-ticker. Now, what actually triggered this? The spark came from Korea. Kospi plunked, circuit breaker tripped, and the selling cascaded into US futures overnight. Might the fuel already there? The market is waking up to a question that's been pushed aside for months. Who pays for the AI build-out?